Impala are herd animals and they seem to pay a little less attention to the wind direction, mostly because there are many eyes and ears in such a big herd to detect your presence. Especially when you walk and stalk, it's almost impossible to get within bow range. It's much easier to stalk a lone ram or rams fighting during the mating season. Impala also drink less often than pigs and doesn't have to drink every day. They can skip a day or two, especially when there's still a bit of dew on the grass just before the driest parts of winter. In the broadside position, we aim right on the shoulder like most other species, in line with the front leg. Watch the height of your aiming point. It's safest to aim no higher than a third from the chest. And it's also advisable to use broadheads with a slightly large in cutting diameter. It's a good shot on this Impala ram, but the perfect shot would have been an inch higher and about 2 inches back. Impala are known to jump the string, so it's safest to keep your shots limited to 20 yards when you're hunting out of a blind or a tree stand, and when you walk and stalk, try not to shoot any further than 25 to 30 yards. Now we're going to take a look at some Impala in real bow hunting situations and just how fast they can react to the sound of a bow or approaching arrow. To put it more into perspective, in the video world or the television you look at, every second you see contains 25 frames or 25 still pictures. That's just fast to think about it, but each frame is about 4/100ths of a second long. Now we're going to have a look and see how many frames it takes before the animal starts reacting to the sound of the bow or the approaching arrow, whether it's its skin that starts to move or the ear that starts to turn, and we're going to count. On the shot we're going to start with 1 and then we're going to count until we see some reaction. So it's 1, 2, 3. 3 frames before he reacted. His skin started to move in this case, so it took this ram 12/100ths of a second to react. That gives us 12/100ths of a second, which is 3 times faster than any human eye blink. If you ever wondered how fast you can blink your eyes, it's between 30 and 40/100ths of a second. So that was a really fast reaction. And the arrow impacted between the 4th and the 5th frame in this case. So with that lightning fast reaction, this Impala still couldn't manage to jump too much, and the main reason for that is because of the shooting distance. In this case it was only 17 yards, and a good example of a shooting distance out of a blind. One, 2, 3. Again on the 3rd frame, this Impala showed some reaction. So let's see when the arrow hit. 4, 5, 6. Now that gave this Impala enough time to duck the arrow and turn away, and it all ended up in a spine shot. The first Impala was shot at 17 yards and the second Impala 22 yards. So in 22 yards, the Impala can still jump you to a spine shot. Just notice that both of these bows were shot at exactly the same speed. And now for our winner when it comes to reaction time. 1, 2. Only 8/100ths of a second. Now that's lightning fast. But thanks to the shooting distance, it lessened the chance of a bad shot and couldn't manage to jump at all despite of its quick reaction. The shot in this case, only 15 yards. Now this next Impala is a very good example of a relaxed animal. So let's see what happens after how many frames. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only after 5 frames the arrow reached the impala and he didn't show any reaction whatsoever. And the main reason for that is the guinea fell all around, making a noise, flapping and running close by, and by doing so silencing out the bow and the approaching arrow. So very important, when you sit in the blind and here comes guinea fowl or other game birds, don't just pick up your bow to shoot one. If you leave them, they might be just the ones that help you a bit in case of a string jump. And what they also do is they relax the animals a bit. As other animals are on their way in and they see the guinea fowl by the blind, it just gives them a bit of confidence to come in closer, easier, as nothing happens with the guinea fowl.
My name is Res Grant from Archers Edge, family-owned bow hunting and archery store located in Pretoria, South Africa since 2007, and we pride ourselves in giving expert advice backed by the best products in the industry. When you're in the area, please pop by and say hello.
Impala can be hunted with lighter equipment, and a faster, flatter, well-placed arrow is in most cases worth a lot more than a slower, heavier arrow. We've seen it too many times how the heavy arrows get jumped real badly, so your equipment must be well balanced for Impala. Arrow, weight, broadhead, draw length and poundage must all be good in relation. That'll make you a successful Impala hunter. Let's have a look at a few good shots this hunting season. Punten. Hy lyk so as hy oop is. As hy nie deur gaan, dan doen hy dit. Dan val hy weer uit. Ja. When it comes to quartering on shots on Impala, the risk is just getting too high for hitting heavy bone, bad penetration, or even worse, wounding an animal. Even though it's been done in the past, as you can see on this video, we will strongly recommend still shooting only broadside and quartering away shots to be safe. Thank you so much for watching Impact Africa. Leave us a comment below. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, from me, Diepe Bierman, make impact.